Assalamu alaikum, guys. My name is Ahmed Ali, and I'm on Muhammad.
My name is Hassan Aish, and I'm on Team Grandma.
Alrighty, salam everybody. My name is Omar Aish, and I am on Big Baba.
And so for week 3, we had the league canceled due to the coronavirus, and we're making sure that everyone just, stays safe, stays inside. We want to play it safe. We don't want anyone to get, sick. So we just suspended it for this week, and we don't know what's going to happen after that. So just everyone stay safe, inshallah, and we'll keep you guys updated. Follow the IG page to make sure what's going on. And if you're not in the WhatsApp group, text Walid and he'll add you to it so you guys know everything that's going on. And let's just dive right into this podcast. Let's start off with week 1. We have some pretty close games. We have 1 close game and 2 blowouts. So for the first game, we have Team Grandma versus Big Mama 12-0. That was a big one.
Yeah.
What do you guys remember from that? Team Grandma.
So
there were 4 picks with Omar Allan. Omar Allan threw 4 picks. I remember that.
He was under pressure basically the entire game, and they had to switch out between Hamad Allan and Omar Allan, and even then still they couldn't get things going. And honestly, credit to Big Mama Yanel noticing, okay, let's just rush them because Omar Allan is slow, and basically just pressure him. When you pressure the QB, then everything falls apart, and they did that very well, pressuring the QB. So,
yeah, they were struggling. I remember that. And Sammy, credits to Sammy, he's an OP rusher. He was putting some pressure on them. It was crazy. They could not do anything.
Very fast and very quick on that.
And Muhammad Allan was getting mad at his brother. It was something to watch.
Yeah,
something crazy.
I mean, that's nothing new, but it's just a little frustrated.
That's true.
Yeah, that's not really anything new.
It's called brotherly love, if you know what I mean.
All right, so in the end, the game was 12-0. Big Mama took that W. Thanks to Doomy and El. They clutched it up for them. So that's that. Moving on to game number 2. We have Big Baba versus H&O. It was 22-28. That was pretty close.
That was a very close game, and that was a very good game. And also, I know that Omar Sadani actually showed up late in that game, but not too late, but just a little late. But they were doing pretty good in the beginning. But
they had Amir be their QB or their backup QB.
Yeah, they switched out their QB. I remember that.
Yeah,
but he's not a bad one because he the first play he threw the ball and the receiver got just made a 10-yard run after that.
To be honest, it's hard to say what went wrong with H&O because I feel like they did really good playing that game. It's just
they dropped too many easy passes. They're a good team. They just dropped too many easy passes.
And then also, it's really if against this team, you have to be able to score real quick and just get on top of the board, get on top of them. That's really the key versus these guys. Because Omar Ahmed will run the ball every time, especially when they're up. He will run the ball. He'll throw the ball.
He kept running.
He'll run the ball as well, and he's dangerous when he runs the ball. I remember he did that a few times week 1, and that really got the best of us. Honestly, he would have scored a touchdown, but of course his foot. They said his foot was out of bounds, and they.
Yeah, that was honestly the ref's call. That was a ref bad call.
Who was the ref for that game?
I think it was Nadeem.
I think it was Nadeem and Hamada, I think.
And Hamada?
Yeah. Sad. And it was a pretty close game. Ahmed Ahmed kept running. Yeah, honestly, H&O can pick it up. They can do it. They can still do it.
Yeah. By the way, credits to the refs for just, making the calls and taking the crap that every player throws at them. I mean, we're just playing around with you guys.
For sure.
Yep.
All right, so in the end, game was 22-28. It was a close game. It was pretty fun to watch. And let's move on to the third game, which was our L shutdowns versus Hummus, 22-6.
Man.
That was a tough game.
I mean, I wasn't there watching it because I had work, but
I was on the field. It was pretty sad.
Yeah. You could talk about this one.
All right, so let me just say this. We cannot find a QB. That is our only problem. We have such a good team, but Daoud picked up all receivers. We did not pick any QB. So we're just switching out between – yeah.
I thought Daoud would be a good QB because he would play – like last league he was our sub for QB, and he was actually really phenomenal when he threw the ball. Like,
yeah, he's good. It's just that he doesn't make good decisions. He throws too many picks, and that was the problem with that game. He threw a lot of picks. So we switched out with him and Tawfiq, and they were throwing picks. They were getting sacked. They're making bad decisions, So, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I think it's just the defense reading your guys' play. It's like with Nadeem, he has like a great football IQ. So obviously.
Shutdowns, honestly, in my opinion, shutdowns have probably the best defense. They're well organized. And they know how to read plays, and they know how to get on top of the ball. So I know that.
Yeah, that's true.
Defense for sure.
But this question is directed to Walid. Walid, so Ali's in the league now? I mean, we were all pretty surprised when he walked onto the field.
Yeah.
We were like, Ali? That's shaky, man. We don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I think he was there
that
for
hard hit
the first 2 weeks.
But like, you saw the highlights. He took that hard hit from Tokir.
Tokir trucked the crap out of him. Dude, Tokir's a whole other subject. Like, Tokir, he's a good player. It's just that he argues so much and brings so much negativity to the team. Like, he's always complaining. We tell him to sub out. He doesn't sub out. We got called for, like, too many players on the field once just because he wouldn't get off the field. Jose didn't get much playing time because he wouldn't get off. Tokir's just, like, he's a good player. He just brings too much negativity,
And I think that's also, like, a negative to the team, like, kind of like how you have one person, like, not communicating with the rest of your team, and as a result, you end up losing that game.
Exactly. Definitely.
Yeah, be honest. Is that the reason why your team traded Tokir?
The trade is a whole other subject. We'll get to that after we finish week 2. But the trade is something crazy. I just don't know what to say about that. So anyway, at the end, 22-6, shutdowns took the W. Hamed clutched it up for his team. He was a good QB. We just need to figure our stuff out, and we'll be good, inshallah. So anyway, let's move on to week 2. Week 1 was pretty crazy, but now let's hop into week 2. So for the first game, we have our game, Muhammad versus Big Mama, 21-20. You see, we're improving. We were close on this one.
That was a good game.
It was kind of hard. Like, there were some calls that might have been missed, but like, that's what happens in most games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I remember we were trying so hard after that big L for week 1. We were trying so hard. We were pushing it. And we were playing good in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just Doomy clutched it up so much. Like, Yanel, like, I'm not even trying to talk bad about Yanel. Yanel is a good receiver. Keep him as receiver, because QB, he wasn't doing as good. But you see, when Doomy went QB and he had Yanel as receiver, they were doing so much better. You know what I mean? But if Yanel is QB, Doomy's receiver, they weren't doing so well. So Dumi clutched it up for his team hella.
Yeah, United's team has a lot of like crazy offensive weapons, for sure.
For real.
Othman, he is a crazy athlete.
He's a whole nother level.
He'll moss anyone. That's how it was like for the last 2 weeks. But for week 2, kind of got a little heated up with him and Tawakir.
Yeah, he's good. It's just his temper, man. His temper. Like, I remember he started like 2 fights on the field that day, 3 maybe. It was crazy.
Yeah.
He just needs to watch out for his temper, and he'll be a phenomenal player. Like, he can play good, but his temper is what's gonna bring him down.
Yeah.
And we still couldn't find the QB. We were still switching out. I played QB for like 2 plays. That's how bad it was. And in the end, 21-20.
Overall, United's team made a big comeback at the end.
For sure.
And secured it with a dub.
Our defense was shaky. Ahmad wasn't with us, so we had to figure out our whole safety issue because we always have Ahmad as safety.
Yeah,
so
I think like the thing, you guys were able to keep the game close too. Like you guys were able to find a way to like get on top of them, and keep it close for sure. But Yanez's team was on that same page too. They kept it close too, and they got on top at that last drive there.
Yeah, I just feel like it could have been a better outcome, but week 3 we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back harder, inshallah. 21-20. It was 1 point. To move on to the second game, we have Team Grandma versus HNO, 29-7. Ooh.
So from week 1, Omar Alan throwing 4 picks to throwing 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, big difference between both of the teams. It was a blowout. They blow up for HNO. They didn't even. They scored only 1 touchdown, I think, that game. And you guys, Team Grandma, you guys were able to score. And I think really the difference was that Omar Alan was playing happy, or like he was comfortable on that field. It was not pressured at all.
Yeah,
but the main
he wasn't even rushing.
There was no rushers. That's kind of like a big question mark.
Exactly. Like what was going on?
If you have a slow QB, that's a big disadvantage. And if you're on defense, you want to rush that guy. Like you want to pressure him to throwing picks. That's how it is.
I think the problem is that when you play zone and you don't rush at all, you basically give time for the QB to be able to find that space to throw it to, and give him a lot of time. Honestly, the only reason you don't rush is if you're playing against a QB like Lamar Jackson or Omar Sadani, or those fast QBs. That's when you don't rush. But
I like how you compared both of them. Like,
obviously,
he's literally Lamar Jackson, dude.
Fast.
Yeah. I mean, they were switching up QBs. I remember they switched up QB with Amir, and speaking of Amir, he had a big injury too. That wiped out half his team. A lot of his players had to leave because of the injury.
I understand they need to support him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one of his friends were like, "Hey, I got his teammates were had to go with him because
they had to take him home.
His friend, and he has to support him. He had a huge cut around his on top of his nose.
Yeah,
it was a little graphic, but inshallah he has healed, and further injuries happened.
So. In the end, it was a big blowout, 29-7. I mean, I don't know what to say about that. That was pretty huge.
Yeah, Team Grandma played really well.
They did. They deserve it.
It was a big difference between week 1 and week 2, and
definitely.
Yeah.
That's why Team Grandma's going to the chip, bro.
if
We'll
you
see.
guys,
We'll see.
yeah, if Team Grandma is, if you guys are able to find like a way to like keep your QB comfortable in the pocket, then you guys have a shot for sure. But I don't know.
Definitely.
Now a lot
We're
of
working on a plan.
Russian.
Our QB is always comfortable.
All right, well, let's hop into the third game, which was the last game of week 2. It was Shutdowns versus Big Bubba, 28-8. Oh no!
Yeah, that's
Shutdowns is something
bad.
serious, man.
I know,
Shutdowns is something
that's
serious.
crazy.
Again, they shutdowns. You got to give the credit to their defense. Their defense is well organized.
Yes, I
And
know.
they
Luis,
play
he had-
really well.
He had 3 sacks, and I think 2 or 1 of them included a safety.
Yeah, they got a safety on us. We got a safety on them. But mainly, honestly, I mean, football, I'll have to say, it's a mentality game for sure.
Exactly.
And that game, our team was not in that mentality to win. Everyone gave up. No one felt like playing.
There was no communication,
No
too.
communication at all, exactly. Everyone was confused on what they were doing, who to guard, what defense we're playing, and no one was really trying on offense as well. And I had to go in and block so Falah could actually get some time to throw. And even then,
I mean, here's the problem. Falah had didn't you say that you wanted to play zone, right?
yeah, I told him we need to play zone, and that's gonna help our defense.
Mm-hmm.
He agrees, but somehow he just always finds a way to play man, or his always decision is to play man. And I don't know what's up with that. I think it's very strange.
That's what happened when I was on his team. I suggested zone, and like he was like, "Yeah, I like that idea," and we end up playing man. I mean, no offense to Falah, but I mean, it's kind of showing him like that he lacks leadership. I just don't see him actually like communicating with his team.
Yeah. Honestly, if we just get right week 3, if we just get right back in the game and we get that mentality, we finally work together and we are able to communicate better. It starts with that, communicating better, and just getting that mentality to win. We'll be able to like come back like we did week 1 and be able to beat teams and play good.
For sure. Yeah.
That's the way we should do it, for sure. Yeah.
And props to Shutdowns. They were doing really good. The defense was crazy. The offense was amazing. Like, I mean, there's nothing else to say other than that. They were doing excellent.
Hamed got a pick 6 in that game.
He's clutching it up for his team. He's carrying his team on his shoulders.
Hamed is I honestly have to say right now, he's a good leader. He can lead his team for sure.
He's a good captain, yeah.
Pretty athletic too.
And very athletic, yeah.
Yeah. So in the end, it was 28-8. Shutdowns had the W. It was a big blowout.
Oh, and not to mention that game, Omar got really pissed and like pushed Ali Arshad off the side when he was going down the field.
Very frustrated that game.
Everyone, I mean, week 2 there were so many fights. I'm mad.
I have to say shout out to Ali Arshad, man. I have to apologize again for pushing you out of bounds. I was not in control right there.
Forced sport.
I lost it.
He should get ejected next time if he does that.
Where's the refs at, man? I'm telling you, the refs should have called that.
No, they
they threw a flag.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Honestly, I thought I was gonna get ejected, but they didn't eject me.
Nah, I mean, knows you well. He's like, nah, I'm not gonna do that to a little boy like Omar.
I tried not to like push him like too hard, but I guess I just did, and I was like, I didn't really mean it, but it just happened, and I was like, okay then.
It happens to everyone.
Yeah.
All right, so now that week 1 and week 2 is summed up, let's move on to the biggest thing of it all, the trade.
Oh,
The
yes.
trade is something serious.
Man.
I gotta say, I was like, I had mixed emotions, to be honest. I was happy that he was going. All that negativity was gonna leave our team, but I was also mad because, that's a good player we just lost.
Yeah.
And
Wait,
Ahmad
wait,
Egypt,
The big question is it worth it? Was it worth it? Was it worth
Same.
trading Tokir for Omar Egypt?
Ahmad Egypt might not even show up. He has a whole soccer thing that's a whole nother league. He has his
That's
own
the
thing. He
You'd
came
rather
late
have
to this game.
You'd rather have a player that you feel like you're certain or uncertain, rather than having a player that's not going to show up.
Yeah.
Same.
But honestly,
That-
when Omar Egypt's on that field, I mean, he's a good player. I've seen him play and on my team before. He's a good player. And when he's on that field, he can show up for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But I have to ask though, whose decision was it to trade Tokir? Was it whose decision was that?
Hamada and Dawood. Dawood didn't even consult his teammates. He was just like, I'm down. I just want Tokir gone.
So then was it Hamada who was it that Hamada was the one that proposed, or was it Dawood that proposed the trade?
No, I'm pretty sure it was Hamada. I think it was Hamada. Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah.
All I know is that, I have a lot of mixed emotions. If Ahmad Egypt, will actually show up, he's going to be our QB because we need a QB, man. We need a QB badly.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to put him as QB because he could play QB, and we'll figure it out from there.
Figure it out.
Yeah. I don't know what we're going to do on defense now because we had Tokir, I think, as corner or safety. I don't remember. And he was a big part of the defense.
Ahmad Egypt can play corner. I can see he can play corner. He's fast enough to do that, and he can read plays. Again, I played with him last year. He was able to do good at corner. I think
that's good to know. Only time could tell, really. I mean, that's to say even if he shows up, but
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All right. Well, now let's move on to the questions that were sent in. We have a bunch of questions.
All right. Let's do it.
I want to hear their questions.
For the first question, we have: will Omar Egypt lead his team, Mahamus, to the chip as QB? To say to that.
Let me answer this. I don't think so. I mean, is he actually gonna show up? Will he show up? That's the question.
Yeah.
That is a big question.
That's
but
a question.
He's not. If he now that we have Naeem as blocker, he could buy him some time, right? As long as we just run good routes. He's his arm. There's no question about his arm. He has an arm. He can throw. It's now up to the receivers to find good routes and Naeem to buy him time, and then we're just good. Let's just hope he can make the right decisions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna honestly say no, just because I haven't really seen Ahmad Egypt play QB. I don't even know if he's good or not, but I'm just gonna say no because it's gonna be all that pressure on him, and
That's
yeah.
true.
But if you think about it, if he is gonna be playing QB, I think he'd be an easy target to rush. That's gonna put pressure on him, and I don't know.
He's fast. He could run away. He could scramble. So, I don't know about that. He's going to have a lot of pressure too, but he could run away from the rush,
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, I got to say, yeah, he's my teammate. I got to hype him up. I think he could do it if we all just work as a team. We listen to our captain and we just, use our head and just don't be stupid. Don't be Tokir, pretty much.
Don't be Tokir, exactly.
Don't give all that negativity. Don't give all those bad vibes, and we'll do good, inshallah. We'll do good.
Inshallah.
All right.
So now let's move on to the next question. Who will win it all? Ooh, that's a good one.
Team Grandma, man. I already said it. They're going to the chip.
Bro, no.
It's too early to say.
No, I don't. No, I already got my vote in.
Let's go. You're being biased right now.
Okay,
For your team.
If we answer, we're all gonna vote for our team. So all jokes aside, who do you guys think will actually take it home?
Okay, realistically, Realistically, I think the big teams are Shutdowns, Team Grandma, and Big Mama.
Me, I think it's gonna be Shutdowns. I think Shutdown's gonna take it all.
Honestly, I'm gonna choose H&L. I know they're 0-2 right now, but I mean we've seen Omar Sedani play like get to that championship. I mean he's won a championship too, and he's gone to the championship twice. And I mean
that's true, but this league he's falling off. First 2 weeks he's falling off.
I'm gonna say this because I know Omar Sedani. I've seen him play. And he's never played like a league where like he just like gives up. He's never does that. He'll always find a way. I mean, once that playoff comes, I think his team is gonna dominate for sure. He's gonna, as the playmaker as Omar Sedani is, he's gonna find a way to win and possibly win that championship. That's my vote.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you lost all faith in your team?
I'm not saying that. I mean, I'm not trying to be biased or anything. Of course, I definitely want my team to win. Yeah, definitely want my team to win. But
I mean, for me,
I
think Shutdown's gonna take it. Shutdowns can do it. Shutdowns can take it.
They're a good team for sure. They're a good team. But
I kind of like their team. Their team is pretty good, both offense and defense.
Mm-hmm. All right, so for the next question, we have who is better, Omar Egypt or Tokir?
I don't know.
I mean, well, they both play different positions. You know, Tokir is a receiver. Omar Egypt's probably gonna play QB.
That's kind of a hard question to say. But if you're saying like DeAndre Hopkins or who's that guy that they traded?
Yeah. I don't even remember. It was
something Johnson.
David Johnson.
It was. I don't know how the Cardinals like I don't know what the guy was thinking. But that's another subject.
Yeah, it's running back, and wide receiver was traded.
I think it's the coronavirus that got into that person.
For real, that's another subject. But anyway,
yeah.
I think Omar Egypt is overall a better person if he shows up. I'm saying if he shows up, he brings positivity. You know, he could play a lot of things. He could play receiver. He could play QB. He's doing good on defense. He's fast. You know, he's not. Sure. As for Tokir can only play receiver, and he brings all that negativity. You know, so overall, I think Omar Egypt, is doing good. He could do good for us. I
agree with that too. I think that Omar Egypt is a better player for sure. He can play really good. He'll show up. I've seen it. Yeah.
Let's hope. Yeah. Let's hope he shows up.
I think he will. He will.
Let's hope. Hassan, what do you say?
It's kind of hard for me to say, but I'd probably go with Omar Egypt. Yeah, like y'all said, he's athletic. He plays all positions really well. I think he's a better player.
We said it last season. We said it last season on week 4. We said it last season on week 4 podcast. Tokir's overrated. We'll say it again and again. Tokir's overrated.
Nah, he's not overrated. He's Tokir. A lot of respect to Tokir.
Tokir was overrated. This year, this year's a new year for Tokyo. I believe in you, Tokyo.
Tokyo, man, do good for shutdowns. They gave it all.
Tokyo.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So, for the next question, we have: are we having football? I'm not really sure what that's supposed to mean.
No comment on that.
For the second question, we also had: is MFL canceled? I mean, I think they mean the same thing.
No.
Are we having
only time will tell, to be honest. I
don't think it's gonna get canceled. I think it might get suspended. Like it already is suspended. If they decide to suspend it further than week 3, they might do it like a week or 2 more weeks. But I mean, that's a question for Waleed. Only Waleed can answer that. We're not too sure right now.
The thing is, we need to decide because Ramadan is around the corner, and we only have probably 4 or 5 weeks till like it actually start. Like I think it's like 5 weeks worth of the
Like
games.
39 days till Ramadan starts, I believe.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, it's very tough.
I mean,
but
that's a question for Waleed. Yeah, he'll probably insert that on the IG page since everyone's wondering.
Don't worry, the commissioner will wear a suit and he will announce it very, very professional.
As a proper commish. All right, so for the next question, we have, who are the top 3 defenders?
Top 3 defenders.
Oh, okay. I got it right here. You got Sammy, you got
Definitely.
Issa, and you know what? The third one I have a hard time thinking about, but I know for my 2, it's Sammy and Issa.
For defenders, I mean, Sammy's a good rusher, but the defender, I mean, I don't know. I think by defender they meant blocker, maybe, or maybe just someone that's good at defense in general. I mean, I don't really know.
Defense.
But,
Okay, for me, I'd say Sammy because he's a great rusher.
yeah.
Honestly, I'm gonna say Falah. Like he has 2 picks already. He can play good safety. When someone's beat, he has a way to get over to the ball real quick and be able to get that ball. And I think he has like 3 or 4 knockdowns or something. Falah could play good safety. And it would really be helpful, really good for our defense. And then the third player, it's hard to say as well, but what's his name again?
Issa?
No, not Issa.
From H&O?
No, from Inez team. That athletic kid, dude. Othman, yeah.
Mohamed Osman.
He can jump for that ball. I've seen it. He's week 1. He's fast and he can jump for that ball. I mean, really, he can play any position. He can.
Yeah.
But those are my
He's probably a good corner. I'd set him up as a corner or a safety.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are my 3.
I mean, I don't really know. There are a lot of good defenders. I mean, a lot of good people know how to play defense. I'm not really sure, but I don't really know. But from my team, I could tell you that Dawood and Azuz played really good for my team. They got us 2 pick sixes. So I mean, I don't know. They're doing well, but overall, I don't know. I mean, there were a lot of people got pick sixes. I'd probably say, Falah did good. He got some picks. I mean, I don't really know as much as defenders, but I mean, time will tell for us to answer really that question. But for like the first 2 weeks, I feel like it's too early to tell,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it truly is. But to be honest, like from week 1 to week 2, those are my top 3, right, as of right now.
Yeah. All right, so
right.
Moving on to the next question. Who will be the long-run QB for Yanel's team, Doomy or Yanel? Definitely Doomy.
I want to say Doomy. I think Doomy. I think it'd be a smart choice picking Doomy. I mean, like the third game, week 2, like as you all remember, he made that big comeback. He threw that 3rd touchdown and got that 1-point conversion that got his team 1 point up. I think that's really good there.
I remember versing his team.
Really tight too.
Versing his team, I remember it was between Doomy and Yanel. That was literally between it. Yanel played, we were freaking dominating them. Doomy plays, we're back below. So Doomy really clutched it up. Doomy's good. If you keep him, have Yanel as receiver, you guys will play excellent. But Doomy as receiver, you're not going to find him open that much. And Yanel, kind of chokes sometimes. He's good, but he just chokes a lot,
To be honest, though, I think throughout the weeks, I think they're going to keep switching it up, like Doomy and Yanel. If it's, if it gets to that time where, their team is struggling, and for sure there's going to be switches. Like, if Doomy's struggling, will definitely take over because he's that captain that will always take charge.
It's like, what do you call it? The New Orleans team. You had Drew Brees and Taysom Hill. Like, they're both good QB. Like, or I don't know if isn't Taysom Hill like a fullback?
No, he's a QB. He's a backup QB, but he plays.
Okay. Yeah, but like, they both play really well. They have a good chemistry.
Yeah.
Yeah. But honestly, to be honest, the one that it's gonna come down to be able to clutch up is for sure Demi. He's done it before. He did it week 2. He'll do it again in the future.
Definitely.
So, no, yeah.
Well, I mean, that sums up the questions. I don't think there are any more questions. So just to sum all of it up, we have a lot of good teams. It's week 2, so it's still early. We can still teams that are at the bottom, they can still make it to the top. It's way too early to tell, but the only time will tell for a lot of things, especially for MFL being canceled. We're not sure about that yet, but as of now, it's suspended. Waleed will probably reach out and make answer all you guys' questions, inshallah, possibly on the IG page. All right, well, that sums it up for week 1 and week 2 podcast. Jazakallah khair, and we'll see you guys for week 3, if there's a week 3.
Wait, hold up. Omar decided to come here.
Yeah, my phone died. My bad, guys.
My
phone legit died.
How did it die? What the heck?
I don't know. It's low on batteries. I thought I had enough, but I guess it just ran.
Well, anyway.
All right, so we were just summing it up.
See this beautiful face.
All right, Jazakallah khair, guys, and we'll see you guys for week 3. Salam.
Salam.